SHB room tone exterior. ठीक है. Don't need to stretch this time.
I am not stretching. Bapre. I forget that the camera is looking at me. Each of you, each one of you is unique, is a gem, and have brought so much value and giving to our organization. From Hema Auntie and Sarah, who have been with me for a long time and kept the faith even before I knew what I was going to do after I closed Twist and Tales, to the latest entrant, Alifia, who is the youngest member of our team. You guys are the Sathis, and without you Sathis, we wouldn't have SHB Social Foundation. And I'm so glad that we are all in this together, we are all getting, and I think we are meeting all our aspirations together in SHB Social Foundation. Thanks a ton.
So, what drove you to be a volunteer?
I guess I just wanted to interact with people more. I've always been an introvert. I never talk to people. My mom does not like that. She's an extrovert. So I guess she was pretty glad that I'm just doing something that would get me out of my shell.
People have a lot of challenges. And nowadays there's nobody to listen to you unconditionally without judgment. I knew that Janki had this kind of a space, and when I knew I had the time to do it, that's when I decided to volunteer.
So right from the beginning of my career, I have been doing something for somebody else, and that has got into the blood. It's a habit.
Once I was having a conversation with my son, and I said, but then you should do this, and then you should. He says, why don't you listen? Just give me some time. Then I realized that yes, I am doing something like that, and yes, people do need to have somebody where they could speak to and someone would listen to them.
I started here when I was really down and out with myself. And when I found that there was somewhere where I could come to and find relief, I thought maybe since I have got it, I should pass it on to others who really need it. From then I've been here working with them.
So, while volunteering for the Smartphone Assistance Program, in what way do you feel you're contributing to the senior citizens?
I hope I'm giving them some happiness and some comfort.
So interesting. I think knowledge is not actually what I think the biggest thing is. My sense once I started doing it, that's what I initially thought it would be. But my sense once we started doing it is really comfort that it's okay to not know these things. Because then once you are comfortable asking, then you'll even ask when there isn't a smartphone assistance class, hopefully, right? Even there isn't one of us around.
Couple of years ago, I got my mom a smartphone. and I was trying to teach her, but somehow we were fighting with each other. And this would all start with me trying to teach her how to use the smartphone.
Because a lot of times they come with like these uneasy doubts and they're just questioning themselves of it. Should I ask that because I've already asked it 20 times? And I guess when you just explain it to them again with a smile and just laugh it off and say, oh, it's okay, everyone makes these mistakes, they have that smile on their face again, and I guess that's really satisfying.
I could never sit down and teach my own parents how to use technology. I didn't have more than 3 minutes of patience. And my parents had given up. I'd never asked Kaushal. And so they were shocked when they heard us doing this thing. Wait, really? Because to date, until I started the program, they would not come to me with these things because they just knew I didn't have patience for it. So I think the process sort of really taught me how to teach, senior citizens well, and now I've become sort of the go-to guy for my entire family. And so I think that's sort of been a really memorable thing where it makes me a little more accessible for them as well. Where they always felt like, I'm not poking that bear. So that's been something really good.
I am a very big hothead, so this really taught me to be very patient because you can't say anything disrespectful. Like, it's not easy teaching the same thing over and over again, especially when it's something you do every day, like changing your WhatsApp profile picture, like increasing the volume, like things like that. It gets really frustrating when you have to keep repeating it. So I guess, yeah, that taught me a lot of patience.
Then eventually I realized that if I can be patient here, I have to do it at my home too.
So, in what way do you feel you contributed to the people? Like, what do you feel you've given to the people who you work with? Sorry, listen to.
Yeah. I think my capacity to listen to people, just to listen to them, to feel what they are feeling, and just to be present to what they are experiencing in the moment without any judgments. That is, I think, what I contribute. That unconditional listening and being there for people is my contribution.
But I think time is the most precious things in this world, and we actually contribute our time with this most distressed people at SHB. We share our emotions. We share their emotions. We try to empathize with them, and we try to minimize or relieve their tension for some time. That is what we do with SHB.
Yeah, time is one thing, and it is positive energy. I mean, I can't be going all stressed out and sitting in front of them. No. So it's just not one way. It's a two-way exchange. I'm benefiting more, I feel, by going there with a positive frame of mind and giving what I can.
So, in this transaction of listening to others, what is it that you feel you have gained out of it?
First and foremost, I think restraint, which I was lacking earlier. I mean, maybe even now I do react sometimes, but my reaction time has become a little longer. So I'm able to let the other person complete and then maybe start talking or start thinking, for that matter. This is what I have got in this 4 years of practicing listening post, that yes, I do give a chance to someone else to talk. Patience, empathy, I'm gaining quite a bit. I mean, wherein I would have just I do not get angry very often, but when I get angry, I really let it out. Then feel bad about it again. But now I am not getting angry. I say, okay, let's take it as this is what has happened. Now let's wait for some time. And in that, what is happening, things resolve on their own.
So in my 35 plus years which I put in the army, I was listening and counseling. So that had got also into as a second habit. Here I was put through a training capsule and was taught, or rather had to unlearn the counseling portion and totally learn the listening portion. You listen and make the person talk so that he comes out with a solution on his own. You don't have to counsel him that much. He finds the solution on his own.
We had a walk-in who was about the same age as my younger daughter, and listening to her struggle, what she is going through at her age, and what she sees in her perception, what her parents are doing to her, was a very personal moment for me, because I imagined that my daughter could also be feeling this, having this perspective without me intending. So, yeah, I think that was a very touching moment.
When people go to a lawyer, they go with that they require a particular legal solution. But legal options are extremely difficult to take through the entire process, because it's not just whether you are legally correct, your legal rights, whether you have the right strategy. It's also about whether you have the mental and emotional strength to go through that entire process. Also, the financial capacity. When they come to SHB or to me, I ask them all these things first, and because they've gone through the listening post services, I also have an idea of what is going to be, what is their emotional and psychological strength at that given point in time. Therefore, what comes to them from me is not knowledge. It's not just legal solutions, but the correct legal solution or the correct legal option as far as what they would be able to take to its logical conclusion.
My contribution lies in the fact that I can be present as on an equal basis with whoever I interact with. And of course, I learn a lot, but in the process, I know that this presence causes certain situations to alter, people to speak in a different way, people to think about certain issues. And maybe, yeah, my contribution goes only that far. What happens after that is really individual action. Yeah.
So I want to ask you, what is it that you're gaining out of it? Like, is there some sort of a satisfaction? What is it like? What is it?
It's a little more than satisfaction. Yes, the satisfaction is immediate. You go there, you have a wonderful interaction. You get that feeling. Oh, I solved this. I'm able to help. But apart from that, I'm also understanding in what way I can contribute further and professionally, because I'm doing something which is it's different from what I'm doing at SHB, because I'm not counseling anybody or I'm not giving anybody advice, but I'm providing a service which is parallel to SHB. So my organization, which is again a non-profit organization that I run, is able to take in information, process that information, and able to provide better services as another organization. So there are two parallel tracks running there. The satisfaction part is immediate, but there's also a professional gain that I get from it, from more of a knowledge perspective.
I think firstly, just not to be judgmental about any situation. I've learned to appreciate that every individual, anybody and everybody has a capacity to make decisions that are suitable for him or herself. So that's the best way to go. I mean, they only need a little bit of nudging, they need a little bit of prodding, and maybe some support, like a handhold holding situation, that okay, you want to go through this, I'll help you go through it. But I think, yeah, that's been the biggest sort of learning, that I trust in people's capacity to decide for themselves.
Here, the very fact that it tells you you're a buddy, good enough. I think everyone's working to be a buddy here.
My message for SHB is we have a long way to go. And the one word that I can think of is happy, because that was the motto that we had at Twisted Tales. Are you happy today? And it continues to be the same at SHP.
Volunteering has always been a satisfying experience because you're doing it out of a sense of giving what you have, and I suppose that's true for a job as well, but somewhere in a job you're kind of weighing what you're giving with what you're getting. Here there is no conflict as such, because it's just that you want to go and do something that will help an organization, and indirectly it helps a lot of people who are associated with the organization or the beneficiaries of that organization. So that's the whole idea of giving here.
Outstanding. And nobody here really cares about the money. There's just everybody's time that is given. That's a wonderful thing. To be in a society where people are giving instead of expecting something back. Nothing like it. It sort of almost reinstates your faith in humanity.
I want to tell you about this. Just 2 days ago, I had gone to my mom's place, and one of her friends actually is a senior citizen. A year ago, she shifted close by over here in Aund, and she didn't know anybody here. So I gave her SHB, phone number and everything, and contact details, and I said, you must go here. So I don't know, I didn't know that, but when she met me 2 days ago, she told me that she went there every week, and she really loves it. So I said, wait a minute, you go for the senior citizen thing, isn't it? And she says, yeah, I go every week. Yes, I do. So I said, Alethea. And she says, yes, there's a girl, Alethea. She comes there. I said, really? And she's my daughter. And you will not believe it, this lady, Mrs. Patrikar, she was absolutely overjoyed.
Recently, and even recently, there have been a lot of tough times and even stressful times, even for me individually or for everyone. And she's been really calm and balanced and so composed, and I don't know how she does that, but yeah, it's the word that keeps coming back because but it's more like she's beautiful, kind of strong. Like she's been a support system for our entire family through all the tough times, and I don't know how she does it because it is so tough, but she just manages it, and with a smiling face. Yeah.
When my mom came home and said that she was going to volunteer at SHP, I was more than proud for her. She had always been wanting to work and give back to the society, and this was her chance. She has always been helping us all out in the family, especially me, and doing this volunteering for her is just great.
Nowadays, everyone is speaking about generation gap, and in somewhat proportion, she has tried to cover up. She's trying to cover up that gap, generation gap, and she has developed definitely a positive change in her life. So these are the proud moments for us.
Okay, since she's been volunteering at SHP, do you think she's changed in any manner, and if so, in what way?
Definitely, I think her ability to listen more has increased. I see more patience in her.
Well, she's always been a patient woman. She's developed more patience now. Well, I could even say that she become a better listener also.
She has found the right cause to work for, and she's very passionate because it's something which is like comes from her heart. So her heart and mind has, I think, and her soul has united in this cause.
So Mom, really proud of the work y'all are doing at SHP and can't wait to see the heights y'all get there.
My name is Ananya Sikant, and my mom first started working for SHP, I think since it started, but before that she was working with Janki Auntie and the rest of the team at Twisted Tales. I'm really excited about what SHP is doing for the community, and it's going to be really interesting to see what else you can achieve. So congratulations and good luck, and I'm so proud of you all for making such a difference to the people around you.
Just generally his attitude towards his parents has changed when he deals with so many senior citizens. He's realized that with age you cannot catch up with everything. You almost feel uncomfortable and ashamed. I cannot do this, and they are not like our generation where they'll come up and say, I don't know this, can you show it to me? So now Kaushal willingly says, okay, this is available, it'll be beneficial, please use this.
No, she's always been somebody who wants to share and take care of people, right? So that's something that has always been her strong and weak point. I think she goes out of her way sort of accommodating people too much.
We got married in 2013 and we just moved to Goa. She lost her father. I lost my mother during that time. It was quite tough for us as a family. During that time, she took a break from her professional career and was there just to support the entire family. She has always been my pillar of strength. She always loves to guide people the right way, the correct way. So I was absolutely thrilled when she said that she wants to be a part or a volunteer at SHP.
Whenever my dad mentions SHP or when I see him writing a report based on the meetings, it makes me very proud to see that he is helping those in need.
I talked to her a lot, so I thought she would really enjoy being, doing this on a regular basis. And it seems that, in the past also, when I've spoken to her, she says she does enjoy going there, and she takes out time, every week, and she makes sure she is there at that particular time. So she's really, quite, into it, and I'm happy for her because, she's finally found something that she can actually do, which, she feels that she's using her full abilities, to the best of her abilities. That's what I feel.
Since you joined SHP, I'm seeing a huge change, and I've seen her confidence go to another level.
Whatever it is that you do, you'll do well. I love you.
So, Kaushal, all that I want is you continue with this work. And how much more time can we make for this, considering how busy you are with your own work, is what we need to figure out in the future.
I wish Padmaja all the best for her bright future. Whatever you do it honestly, do it passionately, with your 100% dedication to it, and do it with full enthusiasm. Try to grab all the opportunities you may get. May God bless you with good health and bright future. All the best.
Mom, I'm very proud of you and I'm so happy that you're doing this. And thank you, Janki Aunty, for having her do this. I love you both.
Gandha, I would like to say you're doing a fantastic job. I love you. I'm really proud of you. Cheers. All the best.
I think she should do more of it. She has our full support. Whether it's me, Medha or Rohan, we all support this activity, and she should be assured that we are all behind her.
I love you, Mama, and I'm so proud of you. And I just hope that I can be half as strong as you when I am grown up, but maybe when I am your age. Yeah, that's it. This is really cheesy, but I used to think like extraordinary was somewhere out there far away, and that's where I wanted to be and what I looked up to, and everything near me was ordinary, but you showed me otherwise. And it's really inspiring. Thank you.
Yeah, we love you, and keep doing what you're doing. Travel a lot. Be yourself, and don't worry, we are always there for you.
Yes, I would say keep being the beautiful self that you are. Keep doing and keep walking the path that you're walking on. Be the change that you want to be and you want to see. And love you very much. And for everyone else, I'm I'm going to read something out which I read out to my children. It's from a children's book, Dr. Seuss, that is so valid for everyone. Here it goes. You have brain in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer your life any direction you choose. You're on your own and you know what you know. You're the one who decides where to go.